to be here because this is the opportunity we as tourism practitioners have an opportunity to share, learn, and have some fun together. And so it's just like every governor's conference, and I was just telling Tanya, I think, this morning about how the conference every year seems to produce great little nuggets of information, great opportunities for us to share, do some business, and have a little fun. With me today is my right-hand partner in the Tourism Association of New Mexico, Lisa Bakey. And Lisa will be next year's president of this great organization. And I'll be past president and have the opportunity to share with her moments as we move forward with the future of the Tourism Association. Our program at lunch today is to recognize some great advertising that's been done in the tourism industry over the last year, and also to recognize a tourism partner that stands out and has gone above and beyond the call of duty. And that's not to say that everybody in this room goes above and beyond the call of duty every day in your life, because all of you do, I know, because I know you all very personally and involved with you guys in one way or another. But we get an opportunity to recognize one individual that really stood out in the last year, and we'll be recognizing that person this afternoon. Before I jump and give this over to Lisa, let me just recognize some of our sponsors that have helped us out in this governor's conference. The first one I have is AAA of New Mexico. We'd like to say thank you. Is Bonnie with us? I saw her earlier. Okay, good. Come on up. Come on up. Don't be shy. I do bite. Sorry. Just kidding. Bonnie is living currently in my old hometown of Omaha, Nebraska. How's everything back home, Bonnie?
Things are great. You don't have to worry about us being compete with Kansas. 49 to 50 is what the tourism budget.
Is that right? All right. You get a chance, will you stop by and see my mom?
I sure will.
Okay. Tell her I need to borrow $5. Okay. Next, we'd like to give special recognition to Sunset Magazine for helping us out. Sunset. Is that Maria? I know Maria only by emails. It's great to put a face with an email. And also, we'd like to give a special recognition to Follow the Sun. And is it Mark? Yeah. Mark, there he is. Follow the Sun. You know, it's interesting. Mark and I spoke after this morning's discussion about tourism and how the leadership of our great cabinet secretary is going to take us forward and promote all this new tourism visitors to New Mexico. Mark and I chatted about the labor force and how important it's going to be to have a good labor force as Monique and the department do their jobs, and I know all of you will do your jobs back home to make that experience worth it for our visitors. And it made me think about it, the Tourism Association of New Mexico, about looking at our education function and making sure that we were working with our labor force in New Mexico so that we're developing kids that are coming into the workforce. I know Janet Green and here at the university, they're doing things with our children to develop them. There's other needs in the workforce in New Mexico in the tourism industry. So that'll be some things I'll be looking at through the association in the coming year, because I think it's something, I know Monique's going to get the job done. I know you're going to get the job done. So we need to look at that labor force. And any of you folks here with me this afternoon, if you have any ideas, feel free to come forward and share them, because I think that's an important part of the equation. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Lisa. She was the chair of the TIARA committee, and I know they had a lot of submissions and a lot of work to go and kind of come up with some of the best in the state. So without further ado, here's Lisa Bakey.
The state said I'm currently serving serving as Vice President for the Tourism Association of New Mexico. I've been involved with the board for the past 8 years. And part of my commitment to the Governor's Conference this year was to be the awards chair for the TIARA Awards that we do at the Luncheon every year. If I could have everybody who was on my committee that judged the awards as well as was on the awards committee stand up, please. I'd like to recognize you. Year, as well as they donated a whole day in Albuquerque to help judge these awards. They are very prestigious awards for our state as far as advertising, marketing, and all the work that you do throughout the year with your organizations. We dedicated a full day this year versus the couple hours that we normally do, and it seemed to work out well. Everything was done on a point system. We took the whole day to evaluate. We did have several entries, so thank everybody who submitted entries. Unfortunately, we couldn't give awards to all of you. But we did come up with a couple of different categories this year. We tried to simplify the entry forms that were done to encourage more people to submit submissions. And we added a under $5,000 best brochure category, as well as a under $5,000 best website category for some of the smaller entities who could not spend as much money on their either brochure or website, but were just as great as some of the other ones.
Yeah.
So I'd like to start off with the best outdoor advertising campaign.
What we'd like to do is winner's announcement.
The winner is the Silver City Grant County Chamber of Commerce Tourism Committee. The entry title is long but descriptive. It wasn't Silver City pretty, but now is the best outdoor advertising campaign. The entrants invested a little more than $12,000 to repair and update billboards. The big panels had once touted the region's attractions, but had fallen into such poor condition they were more eyesores than eye-pleasing. The entrants wrote that the new billboards with the new messages are a fun and creative way to improve Silver City's image for tourists and businesses alike.
Go ahead.
You want to come up, please?
Okay.
And I forgot to mention, but as we were playing the video, if the winner could please come up.
Congratulations.
Our next category is best brochure under 5,000.
The winner is Sandoval County for its entry titled Jemez Mountain Trail National Scenic Byway Brochure. The county developed this brochure to market all of the tourist destinations along the 120-mile National Scenic Byway. The entry says many of those little-known treasures have been familiar only to locals and adventuresome travelers from the region. The brochure colors, quote, depict the vivid hues that are found in New Mexico. And the logo on the cover includes a Jemez Pueblo pot with its traditional design, resting in a scenic backdrop the entrance described as a road in a river valley passing the familiar red mesas and heading into forested mountains. The back of the brochure includes a mileage chart for travelers, while the inside features an easy-to-read byway map surrounded by brief descriptions of many attractions. And the entrance pointed out the brochure is on heavy cardstock that will survive several stuffings into pockets.
Our next category, we actually have an honorable mention. And the honorable mention goes to Lakota Consulting, which is Lori Barrett.
What category?
Oh, sorry. That is for Outstanding New Event of the Year.
What's the event? Very good.
Art Studio Tour. Okay, now for Outstanding New Event of the Year.
The winner is Angel Fire Resort for the entry titled Powder Cave Mountain Festival. This 7-day event in January was an effort to increase skier visits during a traditionally slow time for the industry. A large festival tent took over an entire parking lot, and through the week, 8 different bands performed. The entrants say the event was more successful than they ever anticipated. Not only did it help boost skier visits by 7%, it stirred about $125,000 worth of in-kind advertising impact for the resort and the community. The resort had promotional partnerships with TV and radio stations in Texas, Oklahoma, and New Mexico. The entry says Angel Fire's unique answer to a slow business time was, quote, create your own peak season.
Our next category is Best Website Over 5,000.
The winner is Web Design Incorporated for the entry titled www.tausweb.com. The site has been online more than 15 years, but 2010 brought some big improvements. Each community represented on the site has its own page with more detailed information and a slideshow of images. And the website is encouraging local photographers to submit their best work. The calendar now includes a specific art events calendar, and the site is now accessible on iPhones, BlackBerry, and Android phones, mobile devices commonly carried by tourists. And the TAUSWeb website now automatically feeds event listings and news releases to the TAUSWeb Facebook page. Among the results, the entrants note the website is now averaging 7.5 page views per visit.
Wow.
Moving right along will be Most Successful Public Relations Effort.
The winner is Angel Fire Resort for the entry titled The Shovel Race Championships. After a 5-year hiatus, the resort brought back this event and took the opportunity to reinvent the sport. The entry says this included the opportunity to, quote, launch an edgier, more updated marketing and media relations campaign. In addition to a nationally distributed press release, the resort used Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and email blasts to create a buzz about the unusual event. The entry says, quote, what was once perceived as a backwoods hick event became positioned as an extreme competition encompassing quirky homespun tradition. And the effort in 2010 was successful enough to convince the Travel Channel to film the 2011 Shovel Race Championships.
Next category is Most Creative Print Advertising Campaign.
The winner is New Mexico Scenic Byways for Rediscover New Mexico, one drive at a time. The entry says this print campaign created a way to reach New Mexicans and encourage summer travel along New Mexico's scenic byways. It included a 4-page, full-color newspaper insert in the Albuquerque Journal. One page was a map of the state's 25 scenic byways. Another page showcased 6 different vacations readers could win along those byways. And the inner 2 pages contained detailed maps of each of the 8 national scenic byways in New Mexico. The newspaper also ran quarter-page ads promoting the contest. Businesses along the scenic byways came together to donate the different parts of the 6 vacation packages.
Who is the
She's the
program coordinator for this?
Yeah, for the state New Mexico Tourism.
Yes, tourism department. Sorry.
Congratulations.
moving on to Best Radio, TV, Social Media Campaign.
The winner is Ski New Mexico for the entry Slopes Magazine and SkiNewMexico.com. After 3 decades of putting out the New Mexico Winter Adventure Guide, the ski industry relaunched the publication as Slopes Magazine. The entrants say the new magazine has refocused attention on drawing winter visitors to New Mexico ski resort and communities. In 2010, Ski New Mexico distributed 80,000 copies of Slopes. The website, SkiNewMexico.com, has now received a complete makeover to augment the magazine. Among key changes was the movement of ski slope webcam images to the forefront. They offer skiers an instant live view of conditions on the hills. And maybe more importantly, many television stations in New Mexico and surrounding states use those webcam images in weather segments and ski reports. The entry says simply, Ski New Mexico's marketing has never been stronger.
This next category is Outstanding Event of the Year.
The winner is the town of Red River for its entry titled Red River, one of the best towns in America. A Reader's Digest contest called We Hear You America encouraged readers to cheer online for their favorite town. Red River took to Facebook and Twitter to stir up the cheering. The entry says, before we knew it, our friends were talking about it with their friends, and our rankings started to increase rapidly. Voters in the contest were asked to include comments about each community, and the entry says, the focus on the Red River page quickly turned to why people thought our little town was such an incredible vacation destination. Reader's Digest claimed more than half of all communities nationwide took part in the contest, with more than 12 million votes. Red River, a town with about 450 residents, placed 28th. With more than 106,000 votes.
Okay, the next category is Best Brochure over 5,000. This is a category that we do have an honorable mention, and that goes to the city of Gallup for Visit Gallup.
Yeah. Boy, what are we doing here? I don't know.
Billy, come on, buddy.
Okay, now we have Best Brochure over 5,000.
And the winner is the Albuquerque Hispano Chamber of Commerce for their nomination of the Gathering of Nations Powwow. The Chamber has been instrumental in making this annual event New Mexico's second largest, behind only the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. In its 28th year now, with the continued support of the Hispano Chamber, the Gathering of Nations Powwow draws to Albuquerque over 3,000 indigenous Native American dancers and singers, representing more than 500 tribes, over 112,000 spectators from all over the world, generating over $21 million in direct spending. Not only does the Chamber provide hundreds of volunteer man-hours each year during the 4-day event to help with registration, crowd control, and the Miss Indian World pageant, they also help get Southwest Airlines to become a major sponsor. And they promote it at all the consumer shows they participate in throughout the year.
Maybe it's a surprise.
What do we have next? We're kind of confused.
Are there any more? I don't know.
Could have.
No, you should be giving the right name that's on the plaque to the right person, but we're
Yeah.
announcing them in the wrong order.
Yeah. Yes, you are. Fire me from the sky. All right, so where are we?
Let's see what's next.
Yeah.
Southeast New Mexico Region 3 for its entry titled 3D Viewmaster Brochure. Just as the title implies, this is a throwback to a simpler time. The Region 3 marketing group partnered with the ad agency to promote southeastern New Mexico in a creative, unique way. The handout Viewmaster included a reel of 7 photos from the region. The entry says, "The 3D Viewmasters gave the group a creative way to engage the visitor and give them a wow moment." Destinations within the region could also create more focused Viewmaster reels, such as this one for Carlsbad. The entry says, "It is a big hit and definitely gets the visitor excited and engaged in seeing all the region has to offer."
If I can have the members from the Region 3 board that are here come up, please.
This was for,
This was best brochure over 5,000. Sorry, we just want to make sure everybody was awake this afternoon.
Sometimes have to check it.
good, thank you, Lisa. Way to end that with a bang. I like that. The next part on this recognition luncheon is the time now to recognize the Outstanding Professional of the Year. That professional, and I'll go ahead and announce who it is so we can just get right to the nitty gritty, because this person's done a lot, and I'll kind of read through some of it through the entry. The Tourism Professional of the Year for 2011 is Lisa Bakey. Marketing Director for the Carlsbad Chamber of Commerce Convention and Visitors Bureau, as most of you know. She's been employed there for the past 8 years, and she's taken on a lot of responsibility in her role as Tourism Director. Her day-to-day duties not only involve marketing Carlsbad to potential visitors, but she also coordinates and books all meetings and conferences held at the Pecos River Village Conference Center. As we all know in this room, one of the most rewarding projects Lisa's been involved in at the Chamber is the Christmas on the Pecos. It's one that I've had the pleasure of enjoying, and I'm sure most of you in this room have. If you have not, I would highly encourage it, because it's a great opportunity to enjoy Christmas in a very beautiful setting. Lisa not only serves as a project coordinator during the year, but also makes sure the event goes off without a hitch, runs daily from Thanksgiving through December 31st. Also, during the 8-year period of Lisa's involvement with her chamber, she's also been on the Tourism Association of New Mexico's board. She's been involved in the organization in both leadership roles as well as supporting member. Lisa has served as the fundraising chair, treasurer, and currently serves as vice president of TANM. You always can make sure that all your fundraising events go smooth when Lisa's behind it. She's helping out the silent auction again this year, and thank you, Lisa, for being involved in that, because I know sometimes she doesn't get to come to like the dinner, because she's back there working on that. And this year we're going to make sure she gets a chance to come to the dinner and have one of your co-chair or committee people help you. On a statewide level, I've worked with Lisa over the years, also at Region 3. She is currently the vice chair of Region 3 and is the past chair of that board that's doing remarkable things, as you can see with the brochure that they won this afternoon in marketing Southeast New Mexico to tourists. And it's a great group to work with, and she served on that diligently over the last 5 years. Locally, Lisa stays involved with her community. She's married, you have 2 daughters, right? Keeping up with them and their activities, and now getting one off to college, and oh my gosh. She's also involved with the many community organizations in Carlsbad. Carlsbad Secretary and President of the Carlsbad Youth Soccer League, Vice President and President for the Cave Girl High School Soccer Booster Club, serves on the Carlsbad Main Street Board, includes leadership roles there as board member, secretary, vice president, and president. Also, Lisa is involved with the Trinity Hotel. Yeah, Ms. Balzano's family and Lisa works there and helping them out in the evening hours. And what do you do in your spare time, Lisa? Make sure you and your husband enjoy a few moments that you have in life outside of all this. Good. Lisa truly believes that New Mexico is an enchanting destination and wholeheartedly puts her efforts into helping the tourism industry whenever possible. Lisa has always said the tourism industry is like her second family, and she would be lost without it. Lisa's tireless energy to promote tourism and to support her community, the great state of New Mexico, the tourism industry, TANM makes her the perfect choice and recipient of the 2011 Tourism Professional of the Year. Congratulations. I'd like Lisa to just
I want to recognize a couple of people that came up from Carlsbad, because without their support, I wouldn't be able to do half the things that I'm able to do. I have Robert Defer, who is our CEO of the Carlsbad Chamber.
All right, Robert.
Russell Hardy, who is currently serving as our president for the chamber. And Susan Crockett, who is our incoming president. Darlene Nelson, who came up from Alamogordo. She is our graphic designer for the chamber and has been for the past 10 years. On a side note, I'd like to accept this award as well in honor to Jack White Jr. For those of you who know him, you know he was the face of Carlsbad and tourism for many years. Jack White and his wife were one of the first people that we met when we moved to Carlsbad. He was still very involved with the chamber at the time in tourism. And he basically told me that I would get involved with TANM and I would be on the regional committee. And I thank him for that and the dedication for the many years that he did.
Anybody else? Come on. Jeez. Okay.
I just want you to know, even though Lisa was chairman of this committee, we had several nominations for this award, and she recused herself, of course, to not be voting on this particular category. In fact, she had to leave the room while we talked about it. So it was just another example of how she gives, and really is deserving of this recognition. So we appreciate that very much. And surprisingly enough, you're out 20 minutes early. So, Lisa, did you want to open the silent auction room in this period of time? They can have some time to make your phone calls, go to the bathroom, get ready for the next general session. We'll be located in the